Hello. Come in. Mind your step. These old flagstones have a tendency to shift with the weather. There you go. Let me take your coat. Looks like the fog is still clinging to it. The rain's been gentle tonight. A soft drizzle, the sort that settles the air and hushes even the harshest of winds. Now then, sit by the fire. The cushions are still warm from earlier, and there's a blanket nearby. Please, make yourself comfortable. I've brewed something light for the evening. Chamomile with hints of wild thyme and a touch of honey. Is that better? Excellent. This is the hour when the world is quiet and still. The lamplighters have already passed, and the baker's shutters are drawn, and even the world seems to tiptoe beyond the eaves. It is the ideal time for a story. You see, it's tradition here at the Candlekeeper's cottage to share a tale each night. No one quite recalls how the tradition began. Some say it was my grandmother. Others claim it started with the old owl who roosts in the oak outside. But that is a tale for another evening. Tonight, allow me to tell you about a curious little village tucked just beyond the lavender fields and over a hill shaped like a sleeping fox. It is called Wimberley Hollow. Now, Wimberley Hollow isn't on any map, not due to secrecy, mind you. It's simply easily overlooked if you're in a hurry. But if you wander slowly, following the aroma of freshly baked bread drifting from windowsills or the drone of bees in summer gardens, you might find it. And in that village lives a cat named Fern. Fern is not your typical cat. She wears a small silver bell on her tail instead of her neck and prefers basking in sunbeams over hunting for fish. Her days were spent strolling along the cobbled lanes of the hollow, her tail flicking in rhythm with the breeze. One morning, while dew still clung to the rose petals, Fern discovered a letter resting on her favorite windowsill. It was tied with a green ribbon and held the faint scent of lavender. The letter read, "Dear Fern, I've gone away for a bit, just visiting the stars. Please mind the cottage while I'm gone. The teapot knows what to do. Warmly, Eloise." Fern blinked. She yawned. Then with elegant determination, she sprang into action. Because if there was one thing Fern cherished, it was being useful. She began her duties at once, opening windows to invite the morning breeze, arranging pillows with precision, and ensuring the kettle never overboiled. At sunset, she lit the lantern by the door so visitors wouldn't stumble on the mossy path. Fern conducted these tasks with the silent dignity that only cats possess. Soon, the villagers took notice. "The cottage feels warmer than ever," said the baker. "I could have sworn I smelled cinnamon drifting through the air," remarked the tailor. Fern, modest as always, merely curled up on the windowsill, her tail flicking back and forth. One evening, just as twilight painted the sky in lavender and silver, the cottage light flickered. A traveler had arrived. He was tall, cloaked in patchwork fabric, his boots were worn smooth by countless roads. He looked tired, like a stone that had rolled a long way. Fern examined him from the porch, then flicked her tail and patted inside, signaling him to follow. Inside, the fire glowed, the kettle hummed, the teapot, ever watchful, poured just enough. The traveler settled into the chair beside the hearth and sighed. Not a sound of despair, but one of release, like a knot unraveling within. "Thank you," he murmured. "I didn't realize how much I needed rest." Fern purred. And so the traveler stayed. Not forever, just long enough to rest his boots, warm his hands, and remember how stars shimmer when reflected in tea. When he left, he tied a blue ribbon to the garden gate with a note, "To the keeper of this quiet haven, thank you for the stillness." After that, others came. Travelers, wanderers, thinkers, and poets, drawn not by signs, but by something gentler, perhaps a flickering window glow at dusk, the earthy scent of moss after rain, or the quiet sigh the world makes before a story begins. They left poems on napkins, thank you notes beneath saucers, and even one stone shaped like a heart. Each evening, Fern ensured the windows glowed golden, the teacups never ran dry, and that quiet, sustaining peace filled every room. Eventually, Eloise returned. She walked in as if no time had passed at all, embraced Fern, who pretended not to care, and said, "You've done marvelously, my dear." And thus, the cottage at Wimberley Hollow remained a place of refuge, a sanctuary where weary hearts paused to breathe, a quiet space where even the stars on hushed nights lingered above the chimney to listen. But before you drift too far into dreams, let me tell you one more thing. There's someone else who tends to the stillness now, alongside Fern. That would be me. I arrived on an evening not unlike this, fog brushing the windows, rain tapping out a rhythm older than memory. I wasn't looking for anything in particular, only following a feeling that there was a place where the world paused just long enough to catch its breath. When I found the cottage, I didn't knock. The door opened with a sigh. Fern blinked at me, unimpressed, and patted away. And I stayed. I swept the hearth. I learned the language of teapots. I mended the garden fence and read forgotten stories by lamplight. Over time, the quiet made its way into my bones until I could hear the hush between raindrops and feel the warmth tucked between pages. Now, each evening, I light the lantern, steep the tea, and prepare a tale for whoever might wander by. Some stay only in their dreams, some return again and again. You are welcome always. Now, the hour grows late. Your eyes, I believe, are growing heavy. But do not worry. This space, too, holds a place for you. The cushions are warm, the tea is steeped, and the stars watch kindly from above. Rest now. You've done more than enough today. I'll be right here with the fire, the cat, and the stories still whispering through the quiet. Good night.